Welcome. Oh my God, shall I do the intro? This is so unusual because normally it's Save who starts with these things. So, oh no, I was all like, I'd got myself level-headed, ready to go, and now I feel like everything's completely unrehearsed and unthought. No, not really. Everything's fine. So welcome everyone to the Save with Crypto live stream on this kind of sunny Friday. But I don't know, should I say something really corny? Just like sunny Friday, but the price of Bitcoin is cloudy and there's storm clouds overhead, what with the government shutdown and so on. And meanwhile, in the chat, Scotty is talking about big butts, which is, so, okay, doing, still with the song lyrics. Okay, groovy music, a bit like S&P500. Okay, yeah. So, welcome, Save. You're currently driving, aren't you? I believe.
I am. Yeah. Can you actually hear me?
Yeah. Well, I can. I don't know about anyone else. Yeah.
All right. Okay. This was weird because I couldn't hear the intro music. That was a strange thing.
Ooh, that's weird. Yeah.
I can hear you now, so that's all right.
Okay. So let's have a quick run through the chat anyway. So Save is actually saying that because he's on the motorway at the moment, but he's looking for a place to safely pull over, I guess. Excuse me. So we can all kind of worry a bit less. So, say again.
Yeah, 4 miles.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I think you're breaking up slightly at the moment, but we'll see. So, car emoji from Nick K. Welcome, sir. And Scotty, like big drops, and I can. I quite like that sort of Bitcoin themed adaptation of the song. So. Feel like we could maybe turn that into a AI produced song or something, or maybe because say if you're doing a gig tonight, aren't you? So
I am.
You could always maybe do kind of an adaptation of this song, and or maybe not. So hi from me. Hello. Groovy music, bit like S-Express.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop because
Righto, yeah. Hi from Kaz. Hi. And so mix a lot. I like big butts. So I thought Trump did something yesterday to avoid a government shutdown. Possibly. I was checking today, and it seems like there's still potentially a partial government shutdown, but the sticking point seems to be around the Department of Homeland Security funding. I think I guess I don't want to get too sort of partisanish or whatever, but the Democrats in this case, so said without judgment on either side, but the Democrats I think are kind of blocking the whole thing, the whole funding, until basically they could be assured that there's not going to be additional funding for ICE essentially. So that seems to be the holdout at the moment. So I think so possibly that some part of it might not go through, and then there'll be potentially a partial government shutdown, just not the whole thing. So it's that. So we'll go through that in a bit. Not one Dem voted in favour of that crypto bill either. Oh yeah. Let's pause and be outraged just for a minute. Oof. So actually, I'm a bit outraged about it, to be honest. But anyway, where are we at? We could. Yeah. Okay. I seem to have the Bitcoin chart up here at the moment. This is on the 1 minute, so we can get the literally up to the minute update on this. So it's dropping. It's coming down. So it's. I'll move to a higher time frame in just a second. But look at this. It's dropped below the 9 EMA, which tends to indicate that there's going to be kind of stormy skies, stormy seas, something like that, coming up ahead. And it's literally just bounced off the 21 EMA, and so interesting. Let's just maybe go up to the 1 hour, just work our way up along this. And so on here, obviously there was that humongous drop. Was that overnight? When was that? Yeah. Well, I suppose over day, wasn't it? There was that happening just kind of yesterday, and then a bit of a recovery. But as it turns out, that looks like it was a bit of a continuation pattern. Excuse me. Sort of a bear flag, and then just continued on down, and that kind of was overnight from the UK point of view. Bit of consolidation now. Maybe some unsureness. So this is going to be just down to the whether the shutdown happens or not, isn't it? So yeah. So federal government still funded as of today. Today and then today's date, it says. So I'm just reading from a thing. But it's hours away from a possible partial shutdown if Congress misses tonight's funding deadline. Yeah, okay. So the funding for parts of the government expire tonight under a continuing resolution that was passed after last fall's, that's US, isn't it? Last autumn's record shutdown. Well, I guess we're talking about the US. So that last fall's record shutdown. 6 of the 12 annual appropriation bills are still only temporarily funded. So there's been this kind of, I think they were talking about it being like a minibus thing, weren't they? Minibus funding. So parts of it were kind of funded, but only temporarily, and then just kind of kick the can along. So, I mean, just getting like the best of what they could, really, out of the situation. So the six agencies that were only temporarily funded would have to shut down if they can't get the new bill through tonight, or another short-term extension. So and as I was saying just now, the main hold-up is the Department of Homeland Security bill. So it's tying this back specifically to the fatal shooting by the ICE agents in Minneapolis, from which the Senate Democrats kind of they revolted. They were revolting, and no shade against them, but doing what they got to do. So from their perspective, so they're basically saying that they don't want any additional funding for DHS, for ICE, and so on. So I don't know. I mean, I'm desperately trying not to comment, not to get political about it, because I think everyone knows what's happening there, and they kind of got their own opinions, their own sides, and some rando on YouTube or X kind of commenting on it isn't going to persuade. It's good. If anything, I think when someone tries to shove an opinion down someone else's throat, it makes the other person like double down, doesn't it? So it's the opposite effect, really, of that intended. So negotiations and latest deal then, so that the House has already passed a large multi-bill spending package, nice, but the Senate has been unable to move it because this DHS dispute. So the Senate leaders have been working on two tracks. There's a full year funding for most agencies and the short-term DHS extension to buy time for further I've always kind of associated DHS with like sofas and like just household furniture in the UK. It's a real kind of trying to make that adjustment in my head when I talk about DHS. So, a deal blessed by President Trump. Okay, with his best ever holy water, would fund most federal agencies for the rest of the fiscal year, while extending the DHS funding at current levels for about 2 weeks. Two weeks. Okay, but that deal hasn't yet cleared through both chambers. Okay, it's real. There's the thing about that shooting, because there's a whole range of these different sort of incidents, protests, and things that have been happening, mainly in like Minneapolis, I suppose. It seems to be quite far away from where the actual where the bulk of the ICE operations have been, but they seem to be actively involved in that anyway. So it sort of feel like will at some point, if these agents, if these like operatives are being attacked generally in the course of whatever they're doing, however you're feeling about what they've been doing, at some point something's going to crack, isn't it? And something like what happened would happen. So I don't know, and then there's just kind of massive outrage about that thing that happened. It's like, but they are being constantly attacked. Their lives are in danger. You know. So actually, I said I wasn't going to get political about it. So I'll try not to. God damn it. So yeah, there's a definite shutdown risk, basically. So if there's no agreement passed by the end of today, a partial shutdown would start just after midnight, going into tomorrow. Affecting, yeah, because midnight generally leads into the next day, I've heard. So so affecting only the agencies still on temporary funding. The shutdown odds have risen in the past week. Because the Senate Democrats are threatening to block any package that includes current DHS funding, and the calendar. Who asked the calendar? The calendar leaves very little floor time to resolve the standoff. Okay. Even if the Senate quickly approves the emerging deal, the House is technically out of session and might not be able to vote before the funding lapses. Well, that's convenient. Making a brief shutdown this weekend. It says a real possibility, but that sounds inevitable. If they can't vote, I suppose they got one last window of opportunity, haven't they, to vote? It's cutting it a bit fine, but then that's probably part of the tactics on both sides, isn't it? Just bring it right down to the wire. So like trying to push some sort of concession on one side or the other. In a second I'll get to how this is likely to affect the markets. Although to be honest, it's kind of obvious, isn't it? Just what would be affected? The agencies that already have full year funding, so like the Interior Department of the Interior, it's probably I'd say Energy, Veterans Affairs, and Commerce would stay open. The impact will be concentrated in obviously the unfunded departments and programs. So the affected ones, federal employees, would be furloughed. God, I haven't heard that for a while. Not since the. I'll try not to say the name. We're probably already defunded for this live stream, but furloughed, just like that thing that was a few years ago, and barred from working, while accepted employees, like a lot of the law enforcement and national security roles, would work without pay. It's a bit presumptive. They will work without pay until the funding resumes. So key dates to watch. We've got tonight. Current funding expires for the affected agencies. Basically, the authority to be able to spend money for those just runs out tonight. The potential shutdown then would start. It says, 1 minute after midnight tonight, like January 31st. So does that mean there's an entire minute when basically when they're still funded after midnight? That's interesting. Yeah. So they could just push. It would technically be tomorrow. So they could just try and push through as much as possible during that minute. Well, they can. Anyway, is that a loophole? So the partial shutdown would begin anyway if no bill or short-term extension is enacted. Then a possible 2-week DHS SOFR extension would begin early February. I can't get it out of my head. Anyway, proposed deal would keep the DHS funded short-term while the negotiations continue, because it's a bit much to expect them to work unpaid. As I say, it's very presumptive. So in short, the government is not shut down yet, but there could be a partial shutdown late tonight. In fact, there's very likely to be, unless Congress can just get it together and agree on this emerging funding deal in time. How's this going to affect Bitcoin? Well, I think it's already affecting it, isn't it? Even if it's just the uncertainty. We're kind of seeing, so we're on the 1 hour now. So we're kind of, seeing a drop. We saw a drop yesterday, saw a drop overnight. As I was saying, we're seeing a bit of a accumulation range at the moment, consolidation range. But how's that going to go there? So I think in yesterday's live stream, I did put together, if I put, there's some scenarios for this, which were essentially that if, so we talk about there's 200, isn't it? The 200 daily moving average, which is obviously just been coming down as it does, because the price has been all the way down here for quite a while. So the 200-day MA is obligingly just moving down and down and down. The Bitcoin relief rally that we're all still kind of waiting for a bit, generally up until now has always, every cycle has always kind of, the price just come up and touched the 200 MA on the daily, and then dropped away, and then it's like, that's it, party's over for another 3 or 4 years or whatever, or at least we then kind of go on to hit the bear market low probably later this year, and then start to see the price climb up again. That's generally how it's played, like always played out. Probably not any particular reason why it wouldn't be any different this time. So anyway, so the scenario for that then is that we probably expect to see the 200 MA continue to drop. It might be that, or it might, depending on what the price does, it might just be more like that. And meanwhile, the other part of the scenario was just here, and so on this bit there's what are we looking at? Yeah, because it kind of drew in these ranges where actually, where was that one from? Oh, okay, yeah, I'll come to that in a second. So basically the price has been seeing this level here as basically alternately kind of support and resistance, and it's kind of just been oscillating around that level really, and see, as it stands, it's continuing to do so, and yeah, looking at it now, we kind of got this. We've been seeing like that. That's a say 5.8 or whatever it is, range up, and a roughly equal 5.8 range down. So it's like oscillate up, oscillate down, oscillate up. From there up to there has been 9.3, almost 10%, but kind of 9.3% up from that line. We're now kind of seeing we have seen an exactly 9.3% range down. So if that continues to play out, because it did it there as well, from, well, I guess depending where you measure it from, but from where it recovered, that found its way up to 5.7. Here is down to, what's that one there? Lower, so that doesn't quite. But if it's from there, that's oh, it's that one, isn't it? Yeah, 5. I'm just looking at that bit. Actually 6.3, but it's pretty close. So it's like a roughly equal dip and a up and a peak, roughly equal dip and a peak, and so on, and then just is that one and that one, yeah. Then this one has been roughly equal to that so far, and now it's coming back up. So maybe that was the low. Maybe we've hit the low, and now we're going to see the price at least come up back to, because that peaked up there on, that was on January the 14th, when obviously it came out to, actually what was the high? Just checking the candle high, 97.9, almost 98k. So this might well do the same thing, just come back up, probably range a bit within these sorts of levels, and then back up. So but obviously I think such a lot does depend on how the government shutdown situation plays out, and obviously we've got various other things that are just kind of macroeconomic news events and things that are also just kind of playing out in a similar way. So see how those go. We've got, yeah, so this line here then is talking about oh, by the way, how are you doing over there with your driving? Save.
I'm actually just turning off on some services now, so I should be with you in about a second or two.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, yeah. So I hope it wasn't distracting you, just a key moment there.
No, that's right. So it's nice and relaxing, actually.
Sure. Okay. So okay, yeah. So on here essentially, then we've got. So I was going to talk briefly about where that level came from. If I just bring this down a bit. So this is a retracement channel that we get in the Quadzilla TradingView indicator, and so it comes from this. So the baseline of it, kind of the support line, is this bullish retracement level down here. It's so-called bullish because it shows up when the price is kind of up. So the price has gone up above it, and you're kind of expecting it to come down to that level, maybe drop below a bit, but then fully expecting the price to come back round and head back up. It just seems to be what happens. It's a sort of 3-point plan. It's kind of the down, up, sorry, the other way around, up, down, up kind of pattern. So yeah, that's a baseline of that, the support line. Up here we had that bearish retracement level, which does the opposite. So that tends to be the down, up, down, and see that in effect that's exactly what happened. It went down, it went up for a bit, then it came down quite dramatically. Even once these levels have stopped being drawn by Quadzilla, because it's just kind of the levels they talk about have been reached, those levels do continue to be relevant, because they also tend to tie in with areas of liquidity, order blocks or whatever, that are just kind of that continue to play a part in the overall price dynamics. And are you unzipping something by any chance? Strange sounds coming from over there. So, oh, if you're talking, you sound quite garlicky.
Yeah, you sound a bit distorted, actually. I assume you're not for everybody else, because no one's complaining, are they?
Yeah, I think you've gone very Dalek. You
I'm going to go.
not really better. Oh, that's a bit better. It's a bit better. All right, see how it goes. Can I just say we've got some a brilliant viewership at the moment. We've got so 79 people watching. So thank you so much for watching. And please do hit like or comment or all of those sorts of good things. Would be much appreciated. But of those, because we are kind of live streaming both to YouTube and to X, and on X we're kind of live streaming both to the Maftopia X account and to Save with Crypto as well. And so by far the biggest viewership on here is on X, is on those two X channels. It's gone up to 80 now. It's brilliant. So anyway, yeah. Where was I? So we're just going through how this level here ends up being drawn just where it's detected, really, because it ends up being very, very significant on the daily. As I was saying before about the way the price has oscillated, and it's been roughly equal price extent above and below that level. So yeah, so we've got the retracement levels, bullish there, bearish there. These act as price magnets in effect, or rather they pick out where the main kind of price magnets are. So it means that there's a general kind of pull in both directions. So the market, various parts of the market, are trying to pull the price down to this level. Others are trying to pull the price up to this level. So you end up with this kind of 50% fair value zone here. It's kind of a homeostasis of it, really. So if the price is oscillating, all things considered equal, if it's a balanced market, you'd end up with the price just kind of compressing down to that level there. So obviously so what we have seen is the oscillating part of it. It hasn't exactly been compressing. It's been doing sort of the opposite of anything. So as in the price has been kind of broadening above and below, that the range has been widening. So I suspect that if we do see the price now, because it's reached the same extent down there as this level up here, above and below that same level, whoops, and I moved it, then I think if the price does start to compress along here, that could well be just the beginning of some explosive move, whether it's to the upside or the downside. Could be either, we have to look at it in terms of scenarios for this, because it's just there's all sorts of reasons why it could just drop down to the kind of the mid 70s even, and rebound off there, or even down to here like 62 or maybe the mid 60s and rebound off there. There might be a violent wick down. So there's all sorts of reasons why it could do that, but there's also all sorts of reasons why the price could now just head up, even if it's just that historically we sort of feel like that's what should happen, just based on prior price moves and cycles and so on. So yeah, are you actually? Oh, I think we've actually lost Save with Crypto himself. He may have actually just hit a mobile cell dead spot or something and just had to drop out. So hopefully he'll rejoin. I don't know if he's pulled over, if it's a Little Chef or a Motorway Services or something. Maybe he can get onto the Wi-Fi in there or something like that. Anyway, so should we have a quick look through the chat? So I know that there was a lot of contributions in there. So where did we get to? So Scotty saying, crypto YouTube makes me laugh. All been spouty on about the coming financial crash. Then they're puzzled as to why gold and silver is pumping so hard. Yeah, precious metals, time tried and trusted was always going to be the first port of call. It's true. Yeah, just very much risk off. So it's kind of hope that there's there is still going to be the kind of the rotation of profits then into, whether it's into stocks first and then into kind of crypto, well, obviously Bitcoin, and then and so on and so on and so on. But the timing of that could well just play out over the next few months or so. We'll kind of see. Oh, I think we've got SWC is back again. So welcome. Shall I add you to the stage? There, I've just added you to the stage. So hello, welcome back. If you're there. So you've joined, but if you're talking, we can't hear you at the moment. Oh, it's gone again. Okay. I think with Save, I had a feeling it probably was going to be a bit like that, because he's driving. He's on his way to playing his gig tonight, so yeah, it's going to be a bit touch and go on that one. Space Cat saying, so expecting. I love that phrase. Yeah, thank you. I've seen it all over the place. I think Scotty said expect volatility in the chat yesterday. It got me kind of thinking about that as well. But it's a brilliant phrase, because it's obviously it's code for this is going to be an absolute shit show, which is the great thing about it.
Am I back?
You are, yeah. Welcome. You actually sound quite clear as well.
Yeah, I got my laptop out of the back and hotspotted it to my phone, so that's the best I can do at the moment. So there you go.
Okay, neat. Good.
Well,
good to have you back. Anyway.
That doesn't work very well. The StreamYard thing through the phone. That's not very satisfactory. So lesson learned.
Yeah, the voice quality is a bit better now as well. I think it's noticeable. So yay. Oh, by the way, I meant to ask, am I just coming out of one ear? If you'll pardon the
no, you sound
question.
double-eared to me.
Double-eared, brilliant. Okay, because yesterday I obviously had that issue because I'd added in this new preamp for the microphone into the mix. I think so. As it turned out, it was just a setting within StreamYard, because I had stereo audio checked, but I had to uncheck it.
Is my audio better now or worse than it was a minute ago? Or
roughly equal, I think.
Oh, okay. I just swapped from my phone to the MacBook, so
okay. I mean, it's certainly. Oh, I mean, it's like night and day based on compared with how it was when you were driving. And so
yeah. That's probably a bit ambitious to do that, really. Well, yeah. Thank you for running the stream so far. That's been great, actually. It's
right.
Been,
yeah, quite enjoying it actually. So we got. Actually, Scotty Seal and the rest of the plan. Yeah, it's such staged outrage and so on, isn't it? Anyway, but yeah, I mustn't comment, even though I just did. So, CD, hello, mate. How you doing? SWC sounds like he's crawling through a big bush to escape the police. It's I think I've watched too many true crime videos. It is that what's the US series? Is it just cops where they have the helicopter footage and they're chasing someone? It's very Grand Theft Auto, isn't it, the whole thing, but except actually really happening. I think we're besmirching your good nature there, by the way. Let's see. Are you still there, by the way?
I am, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wall Street and Clan are manipulating the markets. A 1 trillion dump in a matter of minutes, hours. Come on, man. Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? I think seeing the amount of liquidations that happened overnight has been sort of compared with oh God, do I say? Yeah, I'll just say it. Compared with the COVID crash liquidations and kind of other, it's at that sort of level, and it's just like what the hell? There's but do we call it do we single this out as manipulation, market manipulation, or is it more just it's kind of, it's just how it always is, isn't it? I mean, of course the markets are manipulated. It's how they work. It's just the extent of. So we really notice it when it's to that sort of extent, though.
Isn't the problem to do with the fact that gold and silver were going nuts, and there's probably people doing like what I was doing yesterday with the sort of tokenized version of silver, for example. So you do
Zag, yeah.
So you can imagine, like, mind you, that wouldn't work, is it? Because I'm just thinking, like, it's got like a 10 trillion market cap or whatever it is, but that wouldn't apply to the tokenized version, would it?
No.
So yeah, I'm probably talking out of me.
But meanwhile, gold. Oh my gosh, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It's just that actually, I think I managed to make that happen in a way. And that's exactly how I see the world, unfortunately, for better or worse. Because a couple of days ago, well, maybe actually, what day was that? Wednesday? Yeah, probably was Wednesday, like midweek. I was thinking, God, I've really got to buy some more gold because this is getting ridiculous and it's getting left behind. But I have kind of bought gold in the past, back when, well, actually some number of years ago now, but the price is really pumping, and pumping as in the sense that it had been a steady incline over the previous like decade or so. And then I thought, I ought to get into this, and bought some, and the price immediately just plummeted. so then I was convinced I'm just the world's worst gold investor. So the only person in history to have lost money buying gold. So
I suspect you weren't alone, actually.
Probably not. No. But Wednesday I found myself thinking similar sort of thoughts, that just I need to FOMO in. But luckily then, maybe it's just bit more experienced, I suppose, since then. I just kind of thought, hang on, FOMO in, that's that's a trigger phrase, isn't it? That's when you immediately stop and think, hang on, no, FOMOing in, that's a bad thing. So I didn't kind of swap 50% of my Bitcoin into gold, and I'm very glad I didn't now. So I think that's the exact moment where I absolutely would have, if I hadn't just thought of it in those terms. So that was lucky, but it's what happens, isn't it? People become the exit liquidity on these things, and the market makers are very much just kind of, oh, thank you very much, don't mind if I do, and then that happens. But looking at that, I mean, where does gold go from there? Is that the pullback, and then up again? Because it's kind of, I mean, back here, was that the, I should be able to do this. Yeah, was that the last big pullback? Because that just looks so unsustainable, doesn't it? That whole thing. It's even for something as venerable and massive market cap as gold, and institutionalized and so on. That just doesn't look sustainable. That's a shitcoin blow off top, really is. So the last time it had any kind of, well, I suppose that one as well. But looking at this one, that was that initial drop was back 6.25%, 6.25%, and then but obviously it dropped further overall, down to like 10 or 11%. This one, if you count it from there, the absolute spike, that's been about the same. I guess if you could count it from here, that's really the pivot, isn't it? From there, kind of. Similarly, like well, in fact, maybe from that top, the start of, I missed it. Anyway, started today. It's kind of approaching 10% drop as well, but it's come back up. Notably, it dropped below the 9 EMA, which I keep sort of mentioning it, but I guess it's been that's very much my sort of go-to, just quick litmus test of are things generally looking bullish or bearish at the moment. So the fact that gold's kind of dropped well below the 9 EMA, the cyan on here, and rebounded and pulled back above it, it seems very bouncy. It seems like we're going to see something of we're already seeing something of a recovery there. So we might see, if anything, a bit of an accumulation. Then it'll probably just resume its path, I would think, to the upside. That's one possibility. The other one is that this is now the wealth, the rotation of wealth into. I guess I've got silver on here. I think I had Zag. Talking to Zag. Where did it go? I'll bring it up actually. Quite like Zag. Got this one.
It did make me think, that when we were looking at the DXY yesterday, I was thinking last night, with it plummeting like it was, we should have been looking for a bounce on DXY, shouldn't we?
Which is not great.
Which is exactly what it did.
Yeah. I'll just bring it silver. It's probably better. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't catch that then. I was. I'm not very good at multitasking. very, very much. I'm a single core processor at heart. Sorry. So what were you saying?
I was just saying, can you rub your tummy and pat your head at the same time?
I can't. Never been able to. and drive. I would just crash. So,
that's why I'm all right at that. I'm all right as long as I don't have to think too much. No, what I was saying is, when we were looking at the DXY yesterday, I suppose what we should have been looking for was like a bounce in the DXY, which is kind of what happened at like about midnight last night. Which would have symbolised the sort of crash of everything else.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's funny how so much of the financial market, the vast financial market, just relies on the US dollar having a really bad time.
I know, it's annoying, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, what can they design a sort of capitalistic system, which this is no shade on capitalism. I quite like it, but can they design a capitalist system that where things work a bit more in harmony, or is that the idea that they're at odds with each other, so it creates this kind of tension, the price magnets on either side, that kind of thing. Maybe it is by design, but it does mean, like, it's the whole thing about the market being a zero-sum game, doesn't it? So for one side to be having a nice day, the other side has to be having a really rotten day.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The money has to go somewhere, doesn't it? Sort of.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah. So meanwhile, there is this sort of infinite money glitch of being able to just print out new money whenever they want to, but it isn't a infinite value glitch. If the overall value stays the same. So yeah, okay. Anyway, so it was. Oh, I just realised I was staring at that, but silver's doing the same thing as gold. So in terms of capital rotation, it's not exactly, gold profits are now working their way over into silver. Silver's like little alt season that it's got going on. Silver similarly just crashed down, and notably hasn't yet recovered above the 9 EMA for what it's worth. So silver in effect, just purely based on that, is suffering a bit more than gold at the moment, which is probably what's what you imagine would should be the case. So S&P, that's maybe that's a daily reset, and it's just doing what it's doing, isn't it? It's just seems fairly unfazed by what's going on generally. I guess, I mean, the S&P as an index, it's just it's much more tuned into all of its constituent parts of their individual performance, isn't it? So just seems to be less so about kind of, so where an asset is very much just sort of, it's based on how people are feeling that day, you know, like whether it's Bitcoin, even gold and silver. There's that overall sort of, are we feeling fearful? Are we feeling greedy? And it's, you know, does a bubble inflate or does a bubble deflate, sort of thing, just based on that. Whereas you know, equities generally is much more tied into just how the individual companies are performing. So in other words, there's actual substance behind it, behind this kind of market. So therefore, I suppose you don't see quite the same immediate reaction to kind of just you know, global events, you know, going on, geopolitical events and things, as you would on some of these others. So that's just kind of interesting, just the sheer kind of. Mind you, it did do that. That said, it spiked down quite a lot, but recovered very sharply. So yeah, I guess you do see an effect, but it's just not nearly to the same extent, I think. So yeah, there's those. What else should we look at? Oh, actually, I did bring up the just to compare them. So the stock heat map again of the S&P, and get an overall kind of picture really of how this it's mixed, isn't it? I mean, and Nvidia is annoyingly just, well, not annoyingly, you know, it's just, come on Nvidia, just let your stock go down for a change. Just don't be boring, you know. So many of these others are suffering, and Nvidia stock just keeps going up. Google's not doing too bad considering Meta is suffering big time. Should I be joyful? Should I be sad? I don't know. Apple doing okay, and so on. But it's a mix, isn't it? There's not like, well, actually Tesla's don't work. There's not like a clear pattern. Like if we look at this on the crypto side of things, so, oh dear. So yeah, that's a big sea of red. So yeah, I want to click away from that. So oh, it's Friday. Should we look at Chippy? And also, I just realised I didn't play the I didn't play the TA jingle for all of that. It's probably a bit late now, but we could do the Chippy jingle.
Do you want the Chippy? Let's see if I can get it.
On Free Chippy Friday, we gather and munch golden fish and chips, the perfect lunch. By the seaside, with girls in a flock, we savor the moment of Chippy watch. Chippy watch.
Well, okay.
You do
That
random car park.
say again. I don't think they broke it.
No, it's amazing that the technology, you know, I can actually do that from a random car park in Somerset or wherever I am.
Yeah, it's true. It is crazy when you stop to think about it.
Yeah.
Oh, mind you, having said that, we've just
There was a little cheap.
yeah. I think you've gone glitchy now. I think because you pointed out just how amazing the technology is. It's how it works, isn't it? Just, actually, one quick thing from Pommy Ray. Hello, by the way. Why did the metals fall then? Don't know. I think. I mean, I know we got onto the chippy thing, but just for a second, just go back. Why did the metals fall? My feeling on it is that this pumping was just unsustainable. So something had to give, but the timing is another thing. I mean, if we look at on here, if we bring up trusty Quadzilla even, and so this is a kind of momentum this is a quad momentum oscillator. So you've got like 4 different kind of like time scales really of the sort of oscillating the stochastic kind of momentum calculations working their way along, so this is the 80% line. So a bit like with the RSI really, that if the price goes up above, then it's in overbought, as in like, you know, kind of exhausted territory. If it drops below the 20%, then it's in oversold. Like the bears should be exhausted. So the other thing, that the way this works is that the white line here is sort of a weighted average of the 4 stochastics, and the red is the fastest moving of the stochastics. So, and the weighting on the red, because that includes the red as well. So the weighting on the white average of that is kind of weighted, biased towards the longer moving, sort of the longer moving stochastics. So in effect, then when you see the red racing ahead, the white is going to be slower moving, a bit slower to catch up. So what tends to happen is that when you get both of these like up above here in overbought, and when they really narrow together, they're in like total agreement. And then when they start to curve round, it's actually when at least 3 of the individual quad stochastics are curving round and up in overbought, then you get this red background. When all 4 of them are curving round and some other conditions, you get, just about see it, but there's a red arrow thing, the super down signal there, meaning that hey, things are looking really, really kind of overbought now. So expect something to happen pretty soon, and then sure enough, it comes down, drops down below there, boom, and so when you start to see this kind of sea of red backgrounds, like one after the other, like this, you kind of know that something's going to happen soon. That's tempered against this thing, which is what we call the trend shield, and that's based on the price trends. So if it's looking clearly like this, just still, the whole thing is just still strongly trending upwards, then maybe don't think about shorting that just yet. But and then the trend shield starts to fade out, and sure enough, boom, it's faded. Price comes down, boink. Similar thing here. We had a bit of trend shield, but not very much, and then boink, down. Trend shield disappears. So so essentially, with gold in this case, it's just overbought. I think just it's very much overheated. Something had to give, so that's happened. It's now, well, it did on this here on the daily. It did kind of move up above the 9 EMA, so it's quite a strong reaction, but it's actually coming down again. So maybe that gold isn't finished dumping just yet. So that'd be an interesting one to watch. But if you'd been, for example, using Quadzilla to monitor that, then you could have actually caught that as a pretty hefty short. on gold, because it's exactly what this said was about to happen actually happened. So yeah, regardless of kind of macroeconomic events and so on, it's just pure TA. Pure TA was kind of saying that was going to go down. So probably the same for silver, I'd imagine. Just yeah, on silver it's a bit less clear, because all the way along here it's just like, what's going on? This thing is so like unnaturally overbought. Just like more and more money just being pumped into silver. And then eventually we kind of got this sort of thing, and then this got the RSI on there as well, which is the yellow. So there was overall agreement that was kind of heading down. So anyway, Chippy, let's clear that. Sorry. That said, Scotty, Trump announces Kevin Walsh as the new Fed chairman. Who? Yeah. Walsh. Okay, let's. So let's have a look at this. So Chippy. This is on the daily. For anyone who doesn't know, Chippy is, well, it started out life as a meme coin on Solana. I guess it still is. But for Chippy 2.0, which has been under development for quite some time, there's all sorts of utility being added in for that. So Chippy 2 hasn't been released just yet, but apparently it's ready. I think that they're still kind of testing and doing stuff they need to do. But one aspect of Chippy, quite a unique aspect, I think, is that if you own some Chippy coins, you can get free fish and chips every Friday, which is amazing. And it actually happens. You kind of buy fish and chips, keep the receipt, photograph it, tweet it, and boom, Chippy coins land in your Phantom wallet or whatever you're using. It's amazing. Yeah, so there's that. So looking at this, I mean, obviously we did a bit of TA on Chippy. Well, I suppose we have been returning to it again and again. And so the scenario I had in mind here was that if Chippy could, so that this is Chippy against Wrapped Sol, so it's Chippy Sol. So yeah, if Chippy could sort of break above this kind of area here, because it's this fair value line built into this Quadzilla parallel channel I was talking about earlier, that if Chippy could just break above that kind of range marked out by that line, fair value zone, then we'd likely see something like this, just kind of heading on up. But if it doesn't, then it would just kind of break down, like so. In fact, it's really if it breaks below that range, below that trend line there, then it break down. Sure enough, that's kind of what's happened. What we get from these channels is that you can kind of see at a glance, really, just the overall. You could view it as a sentiment, but really just in terms of where's the price at. So if it's down here, it's kind of in a discount zone in this like lower 50%. If it's above there, it's in a premium zone, meaning that it's kind of doing well. And you can also see that essentially Chippy tried to break above there, nudged above that 50% zone, but then obviously just kind of failed, came back down. And so when you see that happen, it tends to mean that following from that, the price is just going to come down. It might even come back down to this retracement level and kind of bounce off there, and then have another attempt at going up. What would be likely if it hits this bearish retracement level? If it makes it all the way up there, you'd likely see a rebound of that, which would make sense, because another way that you can use these is a bit like when using parallel channels in a similar way. You can kind of you can view it as if the price is in this range, would you want to go long? Would you want to open a long, like a buy position up there? It might work, but probably not. Like in terms of probability, it's much more likely that that the price would not get very far up there. Like, you know, it's more of a area where you're going to want to place a short. Bit like there. Oh, hey, it's gone up into the red zone. So do you go long or short? Probably short. Bit back down. So similarly here, just because of that, it makes it more likely that if the price gets all the way to that the top of the range, then it's probably going to drop. You know, not saying it like that. That's it forever. Game over, guys. But it's you know, you might see a reaction, just a drop, maybe even bounce off there, then another attempt up and carry on. So that sort of scenario. As it is, it's kind of coming down and down and down at the moment. So there's obviously some quite major profit taking place there at the moment. So, but overall, that's probably looking quite what have I done? Quite good, I think. Is it good? I'm just trying to work out. Go on to the weekly. This gives you much more of a just kind of overall picture of that, really.
I think it's behaving normally, isn't it? It's behaving, you know, like an asset should, really, you know, which is quite strange.
Yeah, it's considering that there's no like leveraged trading on Chippy, and obviously it's Chippy against Sol. Yeah, on the usual kind of decentralized exchanges and things. So it is, isn't it? Because it's done that. Should draw that in. Because like, you know, it was at this level. So sorry about the massive scribbles on this. It did that. Yeah. Completed that structure basically. Now it's coming down again. So you might well expect it to kind of boink to there. In fact, maybe if it happens and it's slightly below that retracement level. But you notice actually that's kind of a neat thing. The Quadzilla drew in basically the same retracement level on both on the daily and on the weekly. So it was good to see that level of, you know, confirmation between the different time frames. But yeah, so it could drop down to that and bounce away. If it just reaches that that retracement level there and bounce away, then at least that gives a higher low when it comes back down. But at the same time, keep in mind what this level is saying is that the price is very, very likely to drop back down to that level. And these retracement levels tend to be right. They do tend to play out most of the time, like a big high percent of the time. So that's probably a level to take seriously on this. They would drop to there, I think, and then bounce. Well, in fact, to be honest, that's saying it might drop to there and drop a bit lower because it's a bearish retracement level. But you know, if that does play out, then probably to there, to that level, just, you know, because that looks like pretty solid support along there. So yeah, I guess that's Chippy, and I'm probably done. I think we covered everything.
I should probably get a move on, really.
Sure. Kaz just saying, did either of you do the 1 minute gold or silver scalping yesterday? I looked at it, and then I realised that my dinner was nearly ready, so I didn't actually open a position. But seriously think about doing that either later on today or over the weekend, I think.
I did a little bit. I did a little bit, and then because I kept pushing my stop loss back, you know, as soon as I was in profit, I kept pushing my stop loss up to sort of break even again. So that came down and hit my stop loss quite a lot. So I didn't really make very much overall, actually. But it's partly because I was trying to do something else at the same time.
That's how it
But I
goes.
think
Yeah.
if you concentrate, I think it'd be all right. It'd be quite busy, you know. I mean, maybe there's a better time frame. Maybe something like, I don't know, the 12-minute might work better or something. But
Yeah.
'cause
for
it's
sure.
a bit hectic on the 1 minute.
Yeah. Talking of, because that reminded me actually that ZAG, tokenized silver, on the 1 minute, because I mentioned it earlier, then I kind of forgot to go back to it. Just look how these retracement levels just play out. Here, this on the 1 minute. So considering it's silver, I mean, we talked about this yesterday, but just considering it's silver, that's quite some volatility, and that's so that this is basically what Kaz is talking about there, about the scalping they're talking about, because these levels just give you the levels, you know. So like here, this is the fair value zone, fair value level really that has been played out. I think that, yeah, so it's between that retracement level and that one. So the 50% line. So you can kind of see all the way along it. Similar thing, the price oscillated above, oscillated below by about the same amount. Similar thing there, obviously came down further, but that kind of gave you the level that buoyant up to, and then just rebounded off, poked its nose above the 50% line and down. So in other words, it rejected. It tried to get up above into this kind of premium 50%, didn't manage it, stayed down here in the discount 50%, which means that obviously it's now ranging within that level. We're seeing some buoyancy there because it's it's kind of trending higher on each low. So if that can get above the 9 EMA, which it just did, if it can close above the 9 EMA and kind of keep going, it didn't want to, did it, just then? And if it can actually close above that 50% line, then that would be, it'd be pretty solid confirmation that the price is just going to head up into this area. So these, it's well worth checking out with Quadzilla, these retracement levels and the retracement channels just kind of, just kind of playing out on this sort of like slightly crazy time frame, but worth a look. So it's a bit of a shill thing there to wrap up, I suppose. But this is Quadzilla, and Mr. Delta, I am vaguely here. Us too. So probably true of everyone in the world, to be honest. So depending on your world viewpoint and so on. So Quadzilla. Today we are looking at this in pounds rather than euros or dollars. So it's a premium indicator, and so it works out £80 a month, or if you're on the yearly plan, it works out £60 a month, which is insanely cheap, to be honest, for what it gives you. Because you get kind of all the things to talk about, like the retracement patterns, which you can check the stats within the indicator itself, and it shows live stats. So you can change settings and things and see how that affects the stats. But generally, for the retracements, they're in the kind of 90% plus consistency rate of succeeding of the price retracing to that level and following that kind of sideways S pattern that I was talking about earlier. So it gives you quite the trading edge, to say the least, and pays for itself like very, very quickly as well. Then you're basically printing money after that. So excuse me. You also get access to the Savers Crypto Trading Discord along with that, and we can discuss all things Quadzilla and all things trading, all things probably conspiracy theories, and so on, whatever you want to chat about, really. And that's that, yeah. So just very quickly, do also check out my YouTube channel, which is Mathtopia, where there's all sorts of science and technology news and things, just told in what I like to imagine is quite an entertaining way. So just do go and have a look, and please do subscribe as well. That'd be pretty great. And please follow me on X, and also of course follow SWC on Save with Crypto.
Everywhere.
Yeah, on everywhere. That'd be the one. And that's about it, really, I think.
Well done. Well done.
you.
You're your first one in charge, isn't it? I suppose, sort of.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, everyone, please do show your appreciation by giving the stream a great big fat like, and we'll see you. I'll see you Monday now. I'll try and do something over the weekend, although I'm not quite sure what I'm going. Did I put a video out last night about TAP? I can't remember. I made one. I can't remember if I published it. I don't think I did. Or maybe I'll do that.
Is it still relevant? Can it be today's video?
Yeah. It was just about how it's quite tricky to buy it on weeks, because the liquidity is still shite.
But I guess it'll pick up. Yeah,
it will. But unfortunately, what it is like, obviously what they have to do now is integrate weeks into their app, and apparently the date for finishing that is February the 9th, which sounds a bit far away, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, that'll obviously make quite a big difference once you can actually buy XTP through the TAP app.
Well, yeah, but also I thought I don't know, they don't really help themselves, do they? Because I thought, like, if you got like the weeks people sort of thinking, oh, here's a new token, wonder what it is. They say, oh, it's a fintech application. Let's get that app. They get the app and then realise that you can't even buy XTP on the app, which seems a bit crap, doesn't it?
Yeah, they probably could have done with like just waiting a couple of weeks, just so everything is coordinated, a coordinated release of the thing.
Yeah, or even just
nice.
Getting some staff who are a bit more, a bit more efficient. I mean, to be honest, if that was my business, I'd be up all night getting it out.
Yeah.
So I'd be thinking like I'm missing an opportunity here, but they're like, oh no, February the 9th, that'll do, and.
Yeah, there's a bit of that, because you don't get a second chance to make a first impression, as they say, and that's kind of the issue, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and I did look at the website again, and it's like the navigation doesn't work properly. It's like, they need to fix this stuff if they're going to.
Oh, yeah. Is it tap.com? Isn't it?
It's withtap.com.
With tap.
Yeah, which is a bit weird, but if you look at the
I mean, I was going to say, because I remember when they were sponsoring that Martini guy while he was doing his rally driving and so on, and really nice of them to do that. I mean, but I remember just on his car it just said tap. So great, this is getting mainstream exposure now, but people there was no context. They would see that they didn't have like the MasterCard logo. They didn't. It's just that, and so people just seeing that what kind of marketing is that? It's like, oh, is that a plumber advertising? Is that like Victorian plumbers or something?
Exactly. It did seem like I don't know how much money they gave him, but it did seem like a massive waste of money to me, because like
wasted opportunity. Because that was on like national TV,
Yeah, just gave him loads of money and a few stickers,
Yeah, essentially. I mean, I didn't see any stickers.
Well, there was one on his car, but like.
Oh, okay, yeah, those ones. Yeah,
but there should have. I don't know. There should have been like events and stuff, like and I don't know, whatever. They should have really.
Maybe this time around.
Yeah. Well, I think they've.
I mean, I know we both probably sound very frustrated about this, but it's because we both believe solidly in the TAP project, in we want XTP bags to go up in value. Obviously, there is that too, but it is frustrating, because I've noticed like in their Telegram or whatever, that any sort of criticism of these sorts of things. They tend to go on the defensive rather than sort of, oh, that's a really good point. Or the fallback is kind of, well, we're a small team. We don't really have that many that many personnel or whatever. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely true, Scotty. So
Yeah,
yeah,
at least it gets seen that way.
yeah, it's true. by thousands of people in a day and so on. Yeah. So maybe not the sort of customers that you might particularly want to have, but still customers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just so rather than sort of any sort of, wow, thank you for the feedback. You're absolutely right. We need to do something about this. It's more just, oh, there's not enough of us. There's not enough time. Not and yet, like you were saying the other day, just so many quick wins that they could do.
Yeah.
Like on the website and so on. Just.
I mean, I've actually thought of of approaching them and sort of saying, I think you need some help. Do you want to like employ me for a couple of weeks? And I I can fix a few things for you. Just get the website. I mean, the thing is, right? You got the website there. I mean, go to corporate and see what that does. Okay, so that thing.
Uh-huh. What has happened?
Nothing. Just that sort of banner flashes up.
Oh, it's one of these. So in which case that that shouldn't be clickable now. The cursor shouldn't change to a little hand pointy finger.
Yeah. So what are you supposed to do there? You're supposed to go.
I'm overwhelmed.
Okay.
I'm not merely whelmed. I'm overwhelmed, but
Well,
not in a good way.
Before you go anywhere there, just now go to like company at the top.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, what?
So you
okay.
got.
Okay. It's not very nice. It's a mishmash.
Right.
Blog doesn't have one. Premium. They don't value premium very much. That doesn't have a similar.
Well, give it
thing.
a click. You see, if you click that will actually go.
Amazing. Oh, there we go.
It will actually go right. Goes to the page with the cowboys. Now, in most websites, you'd normally be able to click the logo to go back to the home page, wouldn't you? So if you go over that, you can see that it actually is a hyperlink, but it's a hyperlink with just the pound sign, the hash sign. It doesn't go anywhere. Give it a click. Oh, it does.
Oh, maybe they fixed that one.
Oh, okay, right.
Okay. I mean, talk about low-hanging fruit or quick wins. That may have been
that didn't
did.
work yesterday. So there was no way to get back to the. Okay, right. They fixed that.
View. Okay.
Maybe I did publish my video where I was slagging it off.
Oh, maybe.
No, actually, I don't think I did.
Brilliant.
Actually, I think I did make it like that, and I thought, no, I can't say that, and then took it out.
Yeah.
But
So-
I don't know. The cowboys and all that sort of thing. It's like I don't know, just like. And if you go to the blog,
It's quite slow. Can't just be my internet. It's just,
no, I think it is slow actually.
yeah.
I mean, if I
This
don't
is
know, if
on
you look
like an old GeoCities page or something, isn't it?
yeah, but if you look at almost any of those, you'll see like typos and weird stuff all over the place. It's like they're just not very good, and
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
so presumably that's the latest. Well, it says latest, so presumably this one here is the absolute latest. When was
Yeah.
that? July 28th.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
God, the corporate graveyard of just abandoned blogs is really
not-
annoys me. It's just like, don't set one up. Don't set up a blog if you're just going to bloody abandon it. Because it
Yeah.
looks awful.
I
Do you know
know.
what I mean? So God, that makes me angry. Anyway, maybe
Yeah.
a bit too much. Maybe I need to relax a bit.
Yeah, but there's so much that just. I mean, why isn't the weeks thing in there? Why isn't Why isn't there a blog about the the
Yeah,
week's exit?
shouting from the rooftops about it, or at least from their blog page.
Yeah,
It should be yeah, but to be honest, I'm confused by that. Learning because it's start browsing, but I'm already browsing. What are they talking about?
yeah. Open up
Now I'm
internet.
confused. I just want to go and sit in the corner and
I don't
rock
know.
back and forth, sucking my thumb. Something.
Maybe if you click that Internet Explorer opens up or something.
Or better would be that this site only works on Internet Explorer with a download link or something.
Yeah, and Firefox version 3.5 or something.
Yeah, and an under construction thing.
But it could be so much better. But
Yeah,
that's
being a bit harsh, to be fair. There's lots of stuff on here. It needs that tidy up. It needs just the final 100 yards or whatever to just get it all like sorted and just I don't know, just to make sense. I mean that because right now there's not much of a divide between that and that, and it's like it's all a bit just. I don't know. It's yeah. It's
what
not
happens
great.
if you go? What happens if you go to personal now again? Whatever that means.
Oh,
It doesn't
okay.
work, does it?
No, that's social because these other ones are a page. To be honest, this is a common fault in these sorts of like navigation things. So, some of them are drop down things, and others are just straight links. Do you know what I mean? So like,
because
and there's no indication of which anyway. So that hover, is that hover? Yeah, hover, no hover. Is that a hover? Hover? No. Okay. World thing. So what's the difference between that and that? What does world take you to? Oh, okay, that's fair. That's fair enough. Be able to click on it to kind of really. It should show the current thing there. Don't make me guess whether I'm reading French or not.
Yeah.
Just show the flag. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
anyway, we could dwell on that. Well, we already have dwelt on it, I suppose. It's good fun criticising, but at the same time, just okay. So another thing. I mean, okay. 74 pages of blog articles. Maybe that's why they stopped. They just ran out of steam. Like, what the hell else have we got to talk about? We've got how to type the British pound symbol on any device. There's. I wonder if it's just. I don't know.
I think it's one of their kids who does it.
It wouldn't surprise me.
That's the impression
bit of nepotism there. Yeah.
That's the impression I get about the X account as well. And even the Telegram to some extent. Sort of. They just seem like someone who's a bit inexperienced about the real world. Behind it. Anyway, I mustn't slag it off because I do want it to do well.
Oh, same. I mean, this is all stuff that they could so easily fix. That's kind of the thing. So tap itself is pretty amazing, to be fair, and that's the frustrating thing about it, about the whole thing.
Well, the other day when I thought you weren't going to turn up, I mean, I think someone someone in somewhere had posted something about the difficulty people have with UK banks and crypto. Basically like paying money into a crypto exchange. The UK banks don't like it, or they limit it a lot. So the idea with Tap is you could actually effectively get your salary paid into that, and then you just use it like a bank. And within that you'd have the facility to sort of like swap into different cryptos or do whatever you want. I mean, that is the goal of it. It's just it's not there. But that is the good thing about it. And then also the kind of the fact that it's a regulated company, it's on the AIM exchange, that kind of thing. Which is a bit which is good. It's
It's going to say something else, but can't remember what it was now. It's I mean, it is weird how just banks in this country are just they're still kind of moving towards just like anti-crypto, aren't they? They're still kind of influenced. They're not. They seem to be more influenced by what the government is telling them to do than by their own kind of like, I was going to say morals, but banks and morals. What's going on there? Their own conviction is probably better for banks anyway. They're not sticking to their own convictions, the good sort or the bad sort. And so, because like Monzo, I think recently suddenly stopped allowing like fiat transfer to crypto wallet, crypto exchanges, institutions,
Right.
whatever. It's weird. It's just like you think Monzo, Challenger Bank, they're there to be fresh and new and so on, and it's like, oh no, we're actually just like the incumbents. We're just like the others. Even it's your money, but you're asking if we can send this to wherever, to some crypto place. It's like, no, I'm not going to let you. I don't like crypto. No, don't like it. So
Yeah.
no.
And then meanwhile, what everyone says is like, if you want to send like all your wages to like William Hill betting or
yeah, absolutely
something like that, it's absolutely no problem whatsoever.
Yeah, but meanwhile, like Revolut apparently still allows it. They're pretty good. I'm sure they used to not allow payments through to crypto organizations, but now they do.
Yeah,
So,
that's correct. Yeah, because I had a Revolut account years ago, right? And I moved some money. I think I moved it into God, what was it? It was eToro. It's kind of a that's a weird exchange. But I moved some money into there, and then they just closed my account. Said like, you can't do that. And they just banned me.
Wow, that's a bit extreme.
Not even any. We don't allow that sort of. I think they said something like your behaviour with our bank is too risky and unacceptable for our policies, so therefore we have closed your account by. It was something like that. It was as direct as that, and I thought, sod you. And then I did need to use them for something a little while ago, and I did open up a new account, but of course I'm in a different country now, different address, and they just seem to sort of say, yeah, come in, but I've got 0 in there at the moment. It's just there in case I need it. But but now they are crypto's all right, But it's all right as long as they. I don't know. I'd have to look into it.
So they I think Revolut do also. They now allow you to buy crypto, like directly as well. They offer that service, but it's one of those ones I think where it's like there's either no fee or there's a very low fee, but obviously the spread on that is just going to be insanely bad. Is it?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get on with my trip actually, because
for sure.
I might just
M25 looms.
Yeah, can I just bail out and leave you to it?
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to wrap up now anyway. I was just going to say, because we've got actually 94, it was 95 just now. Splitter, whoever left. We've got I didn't want you anyway, and etc. But we've got 94 viewers. Thank you everyone so much for still being there watching actually. Of which, because I didn't realise you can hover over the thing in StreamYard. It tells you where everybody's watching. So 53 of you are watching on Maftopia, 36 on Saber Crypto. Not very many are actually watching on YouTube. The vast majority are on X. That's brilliant. But those 53 of you, if you wouldn't mind, please just following the Maftopia account. I would so appreciate it, because as you can see, we really need the followers on there. That'd be huge for me.
Sounds like I need more.
Yeah. So 36. What she on Save with Crypto. I mean, do follow on there as well.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty grand.
And tell your friends.
and- absolutely. Yeah. Do a bunch of retweeting. That'd be pretty great as well.
Yeah.
So I think we're done.
Okay.
Should we stop?
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go. Shall I press end?
If you like. So
All right.
thanks everyone. Really appreciate you all tuning in.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for coming along, and thanks Matt for filling in for me. That was brilliant. All right. And
Happy to.
see you Monday. Have a great weekend, and I'll be in touch over the weekend. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.
Cheers.